Hey y'all, I've got a bit of good news and a bit of bad news. We'll get the bad out of the way first, but don't worry, it's not that bad. For the next probably 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be uploading some older episodes. The reason for that is part of the good news. I'm currently about to break down my in-home studio because I'm moving to a new place. It's not far from where I am now. All the packing and prep for the move has taken way more of my time than I anticipated. Leading on to the actual good news, it's good for me and good for you. The whole reason for the move in the first place, my current studio, I have it set up in the second bedroom of my place. It's not at all ideal for what I'm wanting to do, and have been trying to get off my ass to do that for the past year or so. And that's video. I know a lot of you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, and at the moment, it's just audio. I've been wanting to do a full video show to go along with my podcast. The place I'm moving to has an office space that I believe will work very well for that. So after I get moved in and settled the slightest of bits, I'm going to get to work on creating a video and audio recording studio so I can start finally making proper videos. It'll still likely be a bit for that, but believe me, you'll know when it's live. And also, don't worry about the actual podcast. It's not going anywhere. I'll always have the audio version up for you. So as I said, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be playing some older episodes that are some of my favorite ones. And I'm going to start that off with the North Hollywood bank shootout. This was an insane day for dispatchers, officers, and civilians in the area. Without any further delays, let's get into this old episode. Y'all have a good one. February 28th, 1997. North Hollywood, California. A sunny morning. The temperature is about the same as usual during February. Average high was nearly 70 degrees. Traffic is flowing. Businesses are just opening. The dentist office across the street is just now seeing patients. And dispatcher Tanya Ballard, who was 7 months pregnant, had just started her shift earlier in the morning. And Tanya at this point was a very seasoned dispatcher, having worked during events such as the Northridge earthquake, a double officer-involved shooting, the O.J. Simpson arrest in '94 and the trial that followed, the riots after the Rodney King verdict, and on and on. Radio traffic was routine, nothing out of the ordinary. Tanya's day was about to suddenly change into what she would later describe to be a terrifying day.
Officer Tacoma 629 Riverside Drive. I was transporting victim to North Hollywood Medical Center.
Hey, North Hollywood Unit Code Betty Ringer, 5026 Lancashire Boulevard at New Wave Communications, incident 1464.
Out of 13, cancel the outside unit. Yields that call.
5813, roger. Nine 79, cancel the call on Riverside Drive, 15813, we're hand up.
While normal police and dispatch work was happening, 2 very heavily armed gunmen were parked across the street from the branch of the Bank of America, located in the 6600 block of Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Their plan was simple: get out with as much cash as possible. They had pulled their car into one of the parking spots close to the front entrance of the bank, next to the main parking lot. They made ready, including ski masks and rifles, exited the vehicle, and calmly entered the bank. They had planned on this being an easy in-and-out type job. What they didn't plan on was a patrol unit driving by as they were walking in. It was pretty obvious to the officers in that patrol unit that this was a robbery about to happen.
Vehicle 211 in progress at the Bank of America. Bank of America. Located north of Kittredge. We have shots fired. 39 shows responding code 3.
All units, officer needs help at the Bank of America, Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge. Officer needs help, Bank of America, Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge.
A 211 is LAPD's code for a robbery. At this point, they had no idea what exactly was happening. This was a bank robbery, sure, but they were also hearing multiple gunshots inside the bank. Were they inside shooting the people in the bank? Was there a security guard inside exchanging fire with them? Were they just shooting to intimidate everybody inside the bank? The officers that saw the suspects enter the bank, they weren't sure. The only thing they did know for sure was that they needed more officers, and they needed a lot of them, and quick.
We're responding code 3.
15839 is responding code 3.
Needs help. B of A.
All units, officer needs help, Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge. Officer needs help, Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge at the Bank of America. Shots fired.
The unit respond from the northbound to southbound. We are on the south side.
9005 en route. All units respond northbound. They're on the south side.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Officer needs help.
All units, officer needs help. Shots fired. Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge. Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge at the Bank of America. Units respond northbound. Units are on the south side.
We can use a unit on the south side also, but have one come from north.
Units respond northbound.
Suspects are in the bank. Do not approach the bank.
The suspects are inside of the bank. It's a 211 in progress inside the Bank of America, Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge. Suspects are inside of the bank.
83, I want one unit on the north side, I want a unit on the south side, and I want a unit on the back, if possible.
15839 is responding code 3 to Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge. 1583 wants a unit on the north side, on the south side, and on the rear.
W73 with code 6 on Kittredge and Lower Canyon.
W73 is code 6, Lower Canyon and Kittredge. Unit also code 6 identified.
024 watch 5.
15Z24 is also code 6, Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge.
83, we want someone to position themselves safely to watch the front door. We don't think the suspects know we are here.
15943 is requesting a unit to safely position themselves in front of the front door. Suspects possibly do not know the PD is there.
The officer was right. They had no idea the police were right outside waiting on them. At this point, other units were converging on the bank from all over the city. As you could hear, code 3 response, which is emergency, get there as fast as they can.
140 is fine where he is. Stay there.
1540, stay there. 1540, your location.
140 in Archwood and Lower Canyon. 83, would you have L90 contact the bank? That's via the online and see if they can get a call in.
1590, 1590, come in.
Be advised, I think somebody just came out of the front door of the Bank of America.
Oh, 90, we're taking care of that.
Unit advisors, unknown person has exited the bank.
W73, we got the front of the bank covered.
15W73 is in front of the bank.
L40, be advised, I got two witnesses over here say there's possibly 2 or 3 suspects inside, possible AK-47s or wearing ski masks and dark clothing.
15-40 advises there are 2, witnesses at the location advises 2 to 3 suspects inside the bank wearing ski masks and AK-47s.
L40 be advised, a PR call from 50 is advised they observed 6 male blacks into the location.
L40, be advised these witnesses say they had AK-47s.
All units en route to the 211 in progress at Lower Canyon north of Kittredge. Witness advises suspects are armed with AK-47s.
L40,
6 and 837 is
the witnesses say that they have not seen the suspects exit the location.
15-40, correction, per 15-40 witnesses advise they have not seen the suspects exit the location.
Officers are getting more and more set up on the outside of the bank surrounding it. One lucky person managed to get out of the bank. And we're hearing on the radio now that there are 2 to 3 males wearing ski masks and were armed with AK-47s. Knowledge that this weapon's being used inside is very important in what will come later on in the episode, so keep that in mind. I'll go over the details when it becomes obviously necessary pertaining to that specific gun. The amount of suspects is obviously important. 2 to 3 is better than nothing, and this was reported by a citizen who saw them walking in the bank. The officers that were driving by as the suspects were entering, they didn't get a great look at how many there were. They were driving. If you as a witness, as a citizen, are in this situation where you see this happening, think really, really hard about how many people you saw. 2 is one thing, 3 is another. If you have the report of 2 or 3 inside the bank and 2 walk out, there may still be 1 in the bank. So if you saw exactly 1 or exactly 2 walk in and the police see exactly 1 or exactly 2 walk out, that makes it much easier when trying to determine how many suspects there are. And if, when they get in custody, if they have them all in custody.
Can we get the air unit over here also? 210, let's get to attack frequency. I do have a suspect description.
All units at the 211 in progress Laurel Canyon north of Kittredge. TAC 5, switch to TAC 5 for 211 in progress.
L40, more shots are being fired from inside the bank.
15-40, more shots are being fired from the suspects at Laurel Canyon north of Kittredge at the Bank of America.
Uh, 15-10, we've got automatic gunfire coming from somewhere from the bank location. Also, we need somebody to block traffic at Victory. The traffic at Kittredge is too close to this bank. Block it at Victory.
15-10 advises more shots are being fired, possible from an automatic weapon. Have units block traffic at Victory.
Northbound.
85.
L40, have a unit block traffic at Dano and get DOT rolling and block traffic at the main street.
15-40, roger.
15L20, have the ambulance respond to Victory and Laurel Canyon for standby.
15L40,
More
roger.
shots are fired. 15L20, what's ETA air support? Air support's been notified. 20 seconds.
Air support has a 20-second ETA. More shots are being fired.
15L10, advise air support the shots have been fired and maintain their altitude until they get here and see what's going on.
Air unit, maintain your altitude. More shots are being fired from inside the bank.
Location.
The location is Laurel Canyon and Kittredge, and the suspects are armed with AK-47.
They're now asking for the air unit, the police helicopter. This will help in multiple ways. It'll help determine if there are any holes in the perimeter they've got set up, as well as an overhead view of the suspects, one the officers are not able to see. They also mentioned automatic gunfire, machine guns. This is a huge, huge thing. This ups the entire game incredibly. The suspects have machine guns. as in you pull the trigger one time, and until you let go of the trigger, bullets will continue to spray out of the gun. Police officers do not carry machine guns like this. LAPD then didn't even have anything close to this. They also requested an ambulance respond for a standby. They had the automatic fire inside the bank. No telling what is going to happen to the people inside the bank or the suspects when they exit, or anybody else for that matter. In a case like this, any seconds they can shave off of getting someone to the hospital may be the difference in a life and death situation. Also on this, you can hear multiple units keying up on the radios at the same time. This is how our old radio system that I work at used to be. And a lot of 911 systems across the U.S. are still like this. This is why multitasking is a huge part of being a dispatcher. You have to be able to listen to and process in your brain multiple things at a time, sometimes while talking and typing, all at the same time.
I'm requesting SWAT respond to this location, requesting ETA for SWAT.
I know I do not advise the suspects are 2 male Hispanic suspects are last seen westbound through the area. 15L10, roger on SWAT.
15L90 advise L10 that SWAT has been notified, and we also need a cell phone number from him.
15L10, SWAT has been notified.
Everybody stay down, rapid automatic fire. They're padding the area with fire. This officer needs help. Shots fired. Fully automatic weapons.
Officer needs help. 15L40 is requesting help. 15L40, your location.
I'm at the bank.
All units, I know I do not advise this large shots fired. 500 block of Lower Canyon.
Try about 80 to 100
15L40 is
rounds.
requesting help. All units, officers requesting help. Lower Canyon, north of Kittredge, at the Bank of America. Shots are being fired.
15L20 advise the other unit to get some altitude. Suspect has an automatic weapon.
Air unit, keep your altitude. Shots are being fired. Correction, suspects are armed with automatic weapons.
1697, correction, 1671. We've got Laurel Canyon at Battle and blocked off.
971, roger. All units, officer requested help at the bank.
Stay down. The suspects are shooting AK-47.
All units at the Bank of America, stay down. Shots are being fired. Automatic fire.
Code 3.
SWAT is being notified. Code 3. All officers stay down. Shots are being fired from AK-47. There is an officer down. All units, officer needs help. Lower Canyon and Kittredge, officer down. Officer needs help. Lower Canyon and Kittredge, officer down.
15L10, requesting SWAT, code 3.
L10, SWAT being notified. RA is en route for the officer down. All officers stay down.
15L10, see if you can get SWAT here on an air unit. L70, SWAT's en route. We need a location for a CP.
15L10, they need a location for CP.
15L10, stand by. We're going to have to get the CP in a safe place. We've got automatic gunfire being fired.
All units stand by on the CP location. Automatic shots being fired to 15L10. Will advise.
We need help out here with the officers down. Yes. You better get an attack alert here.
Any unit know how many officers are down? We have one.
More than one. More than one.
There's more than one officer down. SWAT is being notified to airlift. 15L90, roger.
California. Get attack alert going. I've been hit.
15L40 advised he has been hit. Attack alert is being declared. 15L40 and one other officer have been hit. We are declaring attack alert. RA is en route. SWAT is being notified to airlift.
California, we have civilians pinned down behind black and white at Hartford and Laurel Canyon. Kittredge and Laurel Canyon. If we can get a supervisor to form a recovery unit and pick up this officer.
They're requesting a supervisor to form a recovery unit to pick up the officer. 15L40 and one other officer is down.
15L40, my wound is not serious. It's in the upper arm.
15L40 advises wound is not serious. It's in the upper arm. They need the other officer picked up. What is the location of the officer?
Hughes Family Market. Hughes Family Market.
The officer is down at the Hughes Family Market requesting a supervisor to organize a unit to go in and get the officer. Hughes Family Market.
15W, we're getting it. California, stop on the move right now. There's too much fire coming from the kitchen. Through the back. southwest corner of Kittredge and Laurel Canyon.
The officer is down at the southwest corner of Kittredge and Laurel Canyon. Shots are still being fired. The officer is down. Southwest corner, Kittredge and Laurel Canyon.
This is L10. What's the ETA of SWAT?
L10, stand by.
L7. Over here. Stay back. Stay back. They're responding code 3, and we need a CP location.
L90, they're requesting SWAT being to be airlifted.
50 L10, that's Roger. That's the only way you're going to get them here in time.
Roger. Anyone with the CP location, come in.
We've got several civilians here also. Goodyear at Kittredge and Laurel Canyon, and even that's too close to this operation at this time.
They advise the CP is at Laurel Canyon and Kittredge at the Goodyear, and that's too close. Can someone move it back and give us a location?
As soon as we do, we will. CP location, Victory and Laurel Canyon.
Laurel Canyon. Victory and Laurel Canyon is the CP now.
15W80, advise all the air units that are over the bank to clear away all the suspects around, and they're shooting at everything. Tell those air units to get out.
Roger. What kind of rescue do you need for the officer?
Advise all officers not to get any close to the bank. Maintain your distance.
All officers maintain your distance. The fire department is standing by west of Laurel Canyon. How are we going to get the officer out?
15 out. Officer Guy, get to the building! Officer Guy, get to the building behind you! 15 out there where I need some type of heavy-duty vehicle to do this, because we are all pinned down by automatic gunfire.
15L10 advice. All the officers are pinned down by automatic gunfire. We'll notify them you need some type of heavy-duty machinery to get the officer out.
Where's the fire coming from?
15L10, do you need a B-100 to get the officer out? Rescue B-100?
Repeat, couldn't hear you.
Okay, SWAT is bringing out a B-100 to get the officer. Verify the officer is still down in front of the store.
Roger. What's the B-100? Is that the tank?
It's something big that they can get to get him out.
85. Then bring it. See officers out there?
Roger, they're getting someone out, something out to get the officer now.
There's a fire truck.
Roger, he's...
Suspects are fleeing. They're heavily armored. Suspects are wearing body armor.
Suspects are wearing body armor, attempting to flee. All officers and suspects are wearing body armor.
Spraying the entire area with automatic gunfire. As I said, this automatic thing was a huge deal. The AK-47 style weapons the suspects were using had drum magazines on them, which means higher than normal capacity, so they could shoot a sustained stream of fire longer than normal, putting a lot more bullets in the air. We hear that there's an officer hit, an officer down. This comes during the initial bit of fire from the suspects. Higher up officials are on the scene. They were also asking for a location for a CP, which is a command post. This was necessary for multiple reasons. To help coordinate efforts for further responding units, medics, any other resources or plans that will need to happen. Officers were also stating at this point that there are more than one officer down. It keeps getting worse. There was a lot of talk about having SWAT brought in with a helicopter. If they were a long, long way off, then yes, this would have been better. But they were already en route. SWAT would have and did make it there faster than having the helicopter land, pick them up, then transport them again, and then land, and then transport the SWAT unit the rest of the way in a different vehicle. And you hear something at the tail end of that piece of the recording that I believe is even a bigger factor than even the automatic weapons. Body armor. So the bit I was talking about a few minutes ago about the guns being used, what type? The suspects are armed with AK-47s. This is a rifle and it uses rifle rounds. Rifle rounds generally have a heavier bullet and travel much faster than a pistol round does. So there's a lot more energy that's put forth with this round. The reason this is important is because their rounds are ripping straight through the patrol cars and hitting their officers. There are only a couple parts of a car that can stop a round most of the time. That's the engine and the axle. Both are pretty much dense and made up of thick pieces of metal. Doors, trunks, fenders, windows, They're all very thin and easily penetrated with these rifle rounds. The officers at that time were using semi-auto 9mm handguns, or some were even still carrying the old 38 special revolvers. The reason I brought this up after mentioning the body armor, and why I said the body armor was an even bigger factor than them having automatic weapons, the officers' rounds couldn't penetrate the body armor. You'll hear more about that in a bit.
Which direction are they jumping a police?
What is the direction the suspects are going, and they have a tank coming in for the officer?
I need an RA unit, please help in front of the building before the parking lot.
Officers requesting help in the Building Emporium parking lot. There's possibly also a motor officer down at Victory and Archwood. All units check for an open mic.
Rick here, get back.
Unit that just requested help, what is your location? The Builders parking lot?
Affirmative, south of Hughes, in the parking lot and in the building. Multiple officers hit.
Multiple officers hit in the building south of Hughes Market. Multiple officers hit. They're sending in a tank for the officers.
Need some people like ice. So on the north side of the bank.
On the north side of the bank.
Oh yeah, this is a citywide TAC alert. We are now on TAC alert due to an unusual occurrence in North Hollywood Division. A citywide TAC alert at this time until further notice.
No, I don't want to.
I need to receive it. Unknown trouble 8756, Topanga Canyon Boulevard apartment.
They're going to north. They're going to the front, out north.
The suspects are exiting through the north front. They have
Suspects are on the north side of the building. They're just walking around like nothing. They got AK-47s, two of them are dressed in all black, heavy body armor.
The suspects are exiting the bank on the north side of the building, armed with AK-47s, wearing heavy body armor, wearing all black clothing.
Yes, Air 8, these guys are firing at the officers. Tell officers to stand back. These guys are firing at the
All
officers.
officers, get back per the air unit. The suspects are firing at all officers. Stay down per the air unit. The RA is being notified for the officers in the building at the bank and the officer down.
Mr. Command Post, these suspects are behind the two white vehicles on the north side of the bank.
The suspects are behind the two white vehicles on the north side of the bank.
These guys are getting ready to get it. One suspect is in the white vehicle.
One suspect has entered a white vehicle.
The white vehicle that's on the white vehicle that's on the west side of the bank. One suspect is still firing at the officers to the rear location.
All officers stay down. One suspect is still firing at officers in the rear of the bank. One suspect has entered a white vehicle on the west side of the bank. Shots are still being fired to the rear of the bank.
Flow 27, your location.
Call faxes across your window of elderly victims.
15 Flow 27, you're unreadable. Roll up your window. We got Colfax.
On the frequency, we got one suspect in a white car parked in a handicap spot at the center of the bank. Okay, so they just entered the bank parking lot. So direct him out if you can.
One suspect is attempting to exit through the rear of the bank. He's in a white vehicle.
One suspect are on the north side of the bank.
The suspects are now on the north side of the bank.
We got a suspect in the gray vehicle departing northbound.
Oxnard and Colfax, 427 is my location. Oxnard and Colfax, citizen down, elderly woman.
Stop that vehicle, units just north of Kidridge. Stop that vehicle, that's north of Lowell Canyon. Stop that gray vehicle.
Flow unit, switch to TAC 6. Flow unit, switch to TAC 6 for your request.
Flow 27, roger.
Afternoon units requesting someone to stop the vehicle north of Kittredge. It's a gray vehicle.
There's a suspect vehicle. Do not stop it. They've got automatic weapons. There's nothing we have that can stop them.
L40 of
I understand here. Suspects in the gray vehicle.
David, go
Hold the frequency, please. Hold the frequency. Airship, talk to me. Talk to me. Are there suspects in that gray vehicle? To any unit that is available to go to B&B and pick up some weapons.
They're requesting someone to go to BAD and pick up weapons. L40 advised, do not attempt to stop the gray vehicle. The suspect is armed with an AK-47.
The vehicle is eastbound on Van Owen. Weapons. The car that pulled in and left is just one occupant.
The vehicle is eastbound Van Owen.
Location of CP.
Where's the CP?
Control. What's SWAT? What's the location of the CP? Okay.
SWAT wants to know the location of the CP. Verify it's still Kittredge in Laurel Canyon? Victory in Laurel Canyon? SWAT, the last location was Victory in Laurel Canyon. Unit advised on the side of the bank for the CP. SWAT is en route.
To control, can we verify if the suspect departed in that gray vehicle? What's police?
Can anyone verify if the suspect is in the gray vehicle? Advising officer down Laurel Canyon north of Archwood. KJ2, 625.
15 out 10, do we have anybody available to go to B&B Guns?
Hang on, SWAT unit come in.
Crash 41, we're responding to B&B Guns. Sector lane, keep going.
15 Crash 41 is going to get guns. SWAT unit on North Hollywood Foothill, come in.
What's SWAT?
We have an officer down Victory west of Laurel Canyon. He needs help. Code 3, he is passing out. West of the 170 freeway at Victory. The officer needs help immediately.
Who do we have to go there? You got to bring in Foothills Van Nuys Division. Let's give it in here. We don't have enough officers to handle this.
Roger.
10 more officers requesting additional units from outside division. Code 3.
They're requesting all officers in the valley to respond to the CP.
What's the CP location?
CP is Victory in Laurel Canyon.
Channel 20, I've got a 30-second ETA. 50 out 10, we are going to establish a command post in the parking lot just south of the IHOP, what used to be the sporting goods store. That will be our CP location. It will be just south of Kittredge on the east side of the street. And have the units enter through the alley.
All units.
6837, and let this area get some air.
6837, repeat.
The area get some air, let him go up higher. Suspect has retrieved additional weapons from the trunk of his vehicle. 15 Crash 48 2, advise the CP guns is closed.
Air unit, you need to take up more air. Air unit, get more air. The suspect is retrieving additional weapons from the vehicle and shots are being fired.
Roger. 5-3, we need a unit that's going to be east of Laurel Canyon on Van Owen. We have civilian traffic crossing into this kill zone here.
There is civilian traffic eastbound Laurel Canyon, east of Laurel Canyon on Van Owen. One east of Laurel Canyon on Van Owen, there is civilian traffic.
Respond to B&B. The suspect is walking along the east side of the bank. He's just daring people to come after him. He's got additional weapons. The trunk is open on his vehicle. 50 out 10, if somebody has a shot, take it. Suspect's head.
One suspect is walking east of the bank. 15L10 advised if someone has a shot, take it.
Take it. This guy is not going down. He's got heavy body armor. Go for the head.
The suspect has heavy body armor. The officers are firing at him, and he's not going down.
As I said earlier, multitasking was key in this dispatch effort. This dispatcher was getting info from other dispatchers and relaying it to the officers out there on the scene. It's not something easy to do. And she was doing it incredibly well. Now, we heard the officers on the scene start saying to pick up some weapons at B&B. This was a gun shop nearby. They needed heavier weaponry. And they needed it soon. They kept saying that they had nothing that could take these guys down, and for the most part, they were right. Additionally to the pistols the officers were carrying, A few of the other officers had shotguns. These were more than likely filled with buckshot. This is a shell that contains multiple bullet-sized pellets. In this case, more than likely, they're using double-aught buckshot. Up close with no body armor, this is a devastating round. The pellets are roughly the same diameter as a 9mm bullet, pretty close, but in one pull of the trigger you get 8 to 12 of these pellets going out of the end of the shotgun at the same time. But there was the huge problem I was talking about. Heavy body armor. The suspects were not going down. The units that were remarking, do not approach, they have automatic weapons, we can't take them down. The reason why they couldn't take them down was not because of the automatic weapons they had. It was because of the body armor. Had the suspects not been wearing the body armor, they would have been down well before all this. Officers' rounds were connecting, and without the body armor, they would have put these guys down. But the bullets were essentially bouncing off. So the bit about going to the gun store for more weapons, they needed something that could penetrate the body armor. They were to go there and get some rifles themselves, because at this time, LAPD did not carry the rifles. At least the patrol officers did not. You also heard there at the end of that little bit, an officer saying, shoot for the head. And that was right. If they could have hit him in the head, that would have ended it right there. But the officers were shooting pistols at a minimum distance of around 200 feet. To give you an idea of why this is important, the majority of encounters, police or civilians, involving shooting at a suspect happens within 7 yards or 21 feet. If you go to an indoor range, you may have a 15-yard shot available to practice on. So about twice the length of the normal encounter. These officers were shooting at 200 feet away. The fact that they were making shots on target was amazing at that distance anyway, but asking them to shoot at an even smaller target than center mass, the head, that was damn near impossible.
Is the other suspect still in the vehicle? Fine. 15L10, what's the ETA of SWAT? L10, we've been given no ETA of SWAT. You're going to have to get that from communications. We're trying to get them airlifted in here. We got heavy automatic weapons fire right now.
Okay, SWAT's on the line.
Crash 41 DZ guns is not open. We'll be searching for them in other locations.
Hollywood unit, SWAT is have an open line with SWAT. They're coordinating their units. They have units responding from the valley and from downtown. The B-100 is en route.
15W80, we have a Channel 7 helicopter almost right on top of that area. Why don't you tell them to get out of here? 15L10, we need someone here with some heavy guns. We need SWAT code 3.
15L10, SWAT is being...
SWAT is to run it.
SWAT is being notified. Officers are looking for gun stores now.
This is we have personnel at BMB open. We're retrieving several AR-15s for the unit.
One officer is at a gun store getting several AR-15s for the unit. Unknown unit advises suspects are shooting at the area.
At the area, units come from eastbound on Archwood from behind the Hughes Market. You get a clear shot of the suspect from that location.
Officer advised you can get a clear shot of the suspect eastbound Archwood from behind the Hughes Market.
L40, these suspects may have armor-piercing ammo.
L40, what type of ammunition?
They possibly have armor-piercing ammo.
The suspects possibly have armor-piercing ammunition.
Where's that suspect on the north side there? Both suspects on the north side of the BR Bay next to the white car with the open trunk. 15L10, if the units have a shot of the suspect, go for the legs. They don't have body armor on their legs. Guys, be advised, there's two suspects. There's only one firing. I can't see the other
Unit advised the
suspect.
suspects are on the north side of the B of A. They don't have body armor on their legs. Shoot for the legs.
15L10, contact North Hollywood Station. Have them bring extra reserve ammunition out to the scene, code 3.
They're requesting extra reserve ammunition from North Hollywood Station, code 3. Which one?
Also, we're going to need extra batteries for these radio communications.
15L10, we have CHP requesting, do you need the freeway shut down? Yes, shut down the freeway, and they're requesting extra batteries for the officers' rovers. Roger, is that at Laurel Canyon?
Suspect is in the vehicle and has not come out. He may be hit. The other suspect is walking on the east side of the vehicle. He's taking aim. Everybody down.
Everybody down. Shots are being fired. One suspect is possibly injured inside the vehicle, and one is outside the white vehicle to the rear of the bank.
Use slugs. Get slugs out that location. 50 out 10. If we got any units of the remnants of the slugs, get them out here. 50 out 90. Advise L10. Dr. Fritz is en route. 120 advised units on the perimeter that when the officer is rescued, fire department has set up command post at fire station 89 and is bringing in a helicopter to take him out.
Bring the officer when he's rescued to fire station 89. They have units standing by.
Health officer's been registered. They're down of Archwood and Laurel Canyon. He appears to be unconscious. He is down on the west side of the street.
Oh yes, the officer that's down at Laurel Canyon and Archwood is unconscious. Shots are being fired still. The officer is down at Archwood and Laurel Canyon.
40 is about 30 yards north of Archwood on Laurel Canyon. He's behind me about
30 yards north of Archwood on Laurel Canyon. The officer is down unconscious.
40, that officer is behind the tree now. He's got cover.
The officer that's down has gotten cover behind the tree. The RA is being notified. We're trying to get someone in for him.
Air unit, does anybody have a clear shot of those guys?
Does anyone have a clear shot of the suspect?
The 40 guys are getting shot right back at.
They're trying. The suspects are shooting right back at them.
Advise the other one. Advise all back. You go to play close in position. Just advise.
There's 50
We've got
officers.
another car coming in with officers in it. Stand by. Everybody stand by.
Everyone stand by. There's an armored car coming in full of police officers.
Suspect vehicle is moving. Suspect vehicle is moving.
Suspect vehicle is moving.
What location? Driving to the rear of the bank. It looks like he's going to pick up the additional suspect.
The suspect is driving. His vehicle is moving to the rear of the bank to pick up the other suspect. There is an armored vehicle full of officers en route.
40, the suspect vehicle's still open. Keep an eye on that vehicle. Advise the air unit.
The suspect vehicle is out in the open.
Roger. 15L10, if that vehicle moves and gets out of our perimeter, make sure the air unit follows. No unit stop. That's going to be a SWAT job. Copy. Stacy, where are there any officers down? We have an armored car here. Tell me where the officers are.
Send the armored car to Laurel Canyon and Archwood. North of Archwood, 30 yards on Laurel Canyon.
W6, please get the armored car to Laurel Canyon and Archwood. Have responding units go to CP, Hamlin and Laurel Canyon at the car wash.
Hamlin and Laurel Canyon at the car wash is another CP. The officer is at Laurel Canyon and Archwood. North of Archwood, there is an armored vehicle en route to pick him up.
So yeah, we're going to we're going to reestablish the CP further away at Allen Ed's Auto Sound of Laurel Canyon in the parking lot. Have units respond there.
The new CP is at Allen Ed. The suspect is moving northbound in the parking lot.
Suspect is behind the white vehicle. Cover.
Suspect is behind the white vehicle in the parking lot.
Northbound on the parking lot. Suspect is behind the vehicle. See where the officer down is.
Officer down is on Archwood and Laurel Canyon, north of Archwood.
He's trying to take shots at you guys. Officer, car to get the officer.
All officer
Back
is
is behind
down.
the brown vehicle. The white vehicle is moving northbound in the parking lot. Right here. Brown vehicle is on the east side. Is on the northeast corner of the parking lot. One suspect is there.
Northeast corner of the parking lot. Suspect is in the white vehicle, northeast corner of the parking lot. The new CP is at Allen Ed on Laurel Canyon.
15L10, where are the officers down? I've got SWAT.
15L10, we have one 6600 block of Laurel Canyon across from the Del Taco. He's on the sidewalk. He's losing consciousness. One suspect just exited the north side of the Bank of America Bank wearing a mask.
Going eastbound in the park, the black and white. We've got one suspect driving the white vehicle eastbound from the north parking lot. We've got one suspect on foot. The suspect on foot is behind a long truck trailer rig. 15L10, advise units, SWAT rising and moving in as we speak.
SWAT is moving in. There's one suspect eastbound from the north side of the parking lot in the vehicle. The other one is on foot near the long trailer. SWAT is en route to 6600 Laurel Canyon across from Del Taco for the officer down.
They're moving eastbound. They're moving eastbound down Archwood.
The suspects are moving eastbound near Archwood.
Archwood between all units use caution. You've got a suspect on foot, northeast of the bank.
Show confirm the shots fired, Laurel Canyon, Vic.
15L10, count the frequency for a minute.
15L10 only, go ahead.
15L10, at this point the ball game is with SWAT and the suspects. If the suspects move, make sure the air unit monitors following until SWAT can take them down. There's no officers that should try to make a stop or try to stop these suspects. W60 to over here now. Go ahead with... Be advised, the suspect, the white vehicle is on Archwood just east of Limp.
The suspect is in a white vehicle on Archwood, east of Limp. All units be advised. 15L10 advised no officers try to get involved. Let SWAT try to take the officer down. If the suspect tries to leave the perimeter, the air unit will follow him.
Where's the suspect that's on foot? Where's his location? Car to get the officer down. At the suspect walking at toward 1st Street east of Laurel Canyon.
The suspect is walking towards 1st Street east of Laurel Canyon from Archwood. You have one officer down. What is the last location of the other officer down? Laurel Canyon.
F45's all officers out here at my end to stay down. There's all kinds of ricochets flying. Stay down, everybody.
All officers stay down. Shots are still being fired. All officers stay down. Shots are still being fired.
Do we still have an officer down?
Are there any outstanding officers down that haven't had SWAT or an RA? You know, regarding...
The officer behind me needs to be picked up. He's directly adjacent to this black vehicle parked in the number 2 lane.
Black vehicle number 2 lane for the officer down at Archwood. Repeat the cross.
Still a lot going on here. An insane amount of gunfire was going on for a long time. Still going on. And worse than anything, really, the suspects are now mobile. They escaped the perimeter that was set up. So instead of having these suspects wrangled in one area, now they're on the move. And this poses a number of problems. But let's keep listening.
Laurel Canyon, just north of Oxnard. North of Archwood. Airship on Archwood. By the vehicle, back up. Be advised, the suspect in the white vehicle is at Limp. He's out of the vehicle. He's shooting at civilians.
The suspect is out of the vehicle at Limp shooting at civilians.
It's north or south from 6600 block of Laurel Canyon. 9L89 is down. Needs to know if the suspect's approach northbound on Laurel Canyon.
SWAT, can you get someone into Archwood? North of Archwood on Laurel Canyon, there's an officer down by a black vehicle, and the suspects are en route to that location.
Do we have anybody else around the bank? Sorry, the suspect is back in the white vehicle. He is now moving slowly eastbound between Limp and Beck.
Verify Limp and Beck. The suspect is moving eastbound.
That's affirmative. We need at least one unit to trail, well in arrears, but we need at least one unit to trail.
The air unit advised the suspect is moving eastbound between Limp and Beck, requesting a unit with some type of distance to trail behind the suspect.
This is U11. Where exactly is the suspect? I need to know now.
15U11 eastbound Beck, eastbound Limp at Beck. Where are you?
Oh, what is this? The suspect is on Archwood. He is now eastbound, slow, on just east of Beck.
The suspect is on Archwood, east of Limp, going towards Beck. 15U11, what is your location?
15U11, I'm directly across from B of A at Thrifty.
15U11 is across from B of A at Thrifty. U11, are you hit?
U11 negative.
9L89, come in.
U11, somebody has a suspect's location. Both myself and I have to believe it's 940. Has the proper equipment. Copy, one is part of custody. 15U11, where exactly is the suspect? I myself and L40 have the proper equipment.
Under unit reporting, suspects are firing at civilians.
U11 wants the location of the suspect. He has the proper equipment. The last location from the air unit was on Archwood, eastbound between Beck and Limp.
Hey, that's going to be on Archwood between Radford and Hines. Between Radford and Hines.
The suspect is now on Archwood between Radford and Hines.
That's Continue 11. We're going to inquire whether there is still a suspect at the bank or in front of the bank.
15U11 has weapons to take the suspect down. Needs to know if there's anyone in the bank so he can respond to Archwood and Radford to take the suspect down.
The suspects both left eastbound on Archwood. They're no longer at the bank unless there's additional suspects inside. Two suspects. Stop. 039. Stop. Stop. 039. Stop. Stop behind the black vehicle. Don't go any farther east. G11, Roger, on two suspects on foot on Archwood.
There's a...
This is Cycle 14 Davis. He just took a citizen's vehicle. It looks like a brown truck. He's facing on the westbound right now on Archwood.
The suspect took a citizen vehicle in a brown truck westbound on Archwood. Westbound Archwood in a brown truck. There's a sniper team on top of Hughes at 6657 Laurel Canyon. The suspect is now in a brown truck westbound. Westbound Archwood.
They're fired. Shots are being fired.
More shots are being fired. Shots are being fired. Shots being fired behind a white car.
Watch crossfire.
All units watch for crossfire.
On Archwood between Radford and Hines. Metro is engaging the suspect. All units stay back.
On Archwood between Radford and Hines, air unit advise all officers stay back. Watch for crossfire.
120, we need more additional units. Correction, south Laurel Canyon is open for traffic.
15L20 is requesting units south of Laurel Canyon for civilian traffic.
Cycle 14, why is the unit there? Too close to the suspect, they need to back off.
Unit that is close to the suspect, back off per cycle 14.
That unit is a Metro unit, ma'am, and they're engaging the suspect. They're not able to back off. Still need of rescue.
Air unit advised the unit close to the suspect is Metro engaging.
Bring all the injured officers to Shootout Way, Laurel Canyon. We've got a CP set up for all injured officers at evac helicopter.
Bring all the injured officers to Sherman Way and Laurel Canyon. Take all injured officers to Sherman Way and Laurel Canyon. They have a CP. They have a CP set up for all the injured officers, Sherman Way and Laurel Canyon.
Be advised, the suspect is prone out. He may be shooting underneath the vehicle towards officers.
The suspect is prone out and possibly shooting at the officers from under the vehicle on Archwood between Radford and Hines.
Hey guys, let's close off the square block area. Don't let any traffic through. Now 40 feet by any units we have here are unusable. The black and whites are all blown up.
All the black and whites at the location are unusable. They have shots fired.
Cycle 14 vehicle, suspect on Archwood in custody. What do they need? A black and white soldier?
One suspect on Archwood is in custody.
Suspect in custody.
The suspect on Archwood is in custody.
Archwood between Radford and Hines. Suspect is in
Citizen
custody.
reporting possible suspect hiding on a porch, 11805 Archwood, 11805 Archwood. A male white with a blue hat. He's hiding on the porch.
W30, Justin, put up that body armor type outfit.
One suspect is still at 11805 Archwood.
Aircraft 30, I need a unit for a civilian down at 6700 Morella.
Repeating possible suspect, 11805 Archwood. Male white wearing a blue hat. He's a possible suspect.
What's happened with the blue truck? The brown truck, the suspect entered.
Does anyone know where the brown truck is? The RA has been notified for the civilian down.
The truck is over here with the Metro officers.
Metro has the blue truck. Where's the white vehicle?
I was with the Metro officers also.
Metro is with the white vehicle also.
The suspects escaped the perimeter.
There's only one suspect in custody on Archwood.
W10 now, now two
Citizen
suspects.
down, 6308 active, 6308 active, victim of 211 GTA.
One suspect in custody on Archwood and one in custody at the Bank of America. Unit regarding a suspect possibly escaped the perimeter. Repeat your message.
15W10, the one in custody on Archwood is just behind the bank, not at the bank.
There's one in custody at Archwood.
Okay, air raid to control. Be advised there's two suspects in custody. One is on Archwood and Agnes, and one is on Archwood between Radford and Hines. Those two suspects are in custody. Metro has one in custody, and North Hollywood has the other one in custody.
Roger, the location of the other suspect.
Yeah, make sure the suspects come to the command post. The ones that are in custody, they brought to the command post. The suspect's not been cleared. Is there anyone going to call back to that?
suspects in custody, Archwood and Agnes. One on Archwood between Radford and Hines. Are there any outstanding suspects?
7, I know. Copy, we have suspect Archwood and Agnes. We need an RA unit to this location.
Roger.
Air 8 to control. Advise the bank still needs to be cleared.
Air 8 advise the bank still needs to be cleared. We have RA en route to Archwood and Agnes.
Craziness. Like I've said before in a couple other episodes, that was a cluster. But finally, 2 suspects in custody. The first suspect was in custody, but he wasn't going anywhere. There was some speculation as to what happened to his rifle, but it likely jammed up or he just ran out of ammo that was actually on him. He had to drop that and switch to a handgun. While firing that, an officer shot him in the hand, in the actual hand that was holding the gun. That round connected, along with some other rounds too. But that one to the hand ruined his ability to keep in the fight. The suspect picked up his gun, put it to his head, and pulled the trigger. About the same time, an officer's round was connected with his head as well. When he was on the ground, more rounds connected with him. He was shot a total of 11 times. The second suspect, as you heard, tried to change vehicles, probably because the first vehicle had taken so much fire that it was either nearly or at that point fully inoperable. As luck would have it, though, the truck he was trying to get into was also inoperable. I've seen conflicting stories as to why that was. One said that the owner of the vehicle took his keys with him as he was running away. Another one said that it was an older truck that had a fuel cutoff switch and that the suspect didn't know how to use the truck. Either way, at this point, SWAT showed up rapidly to the scene. There was a last gunfight that was going through one of the police vehicles at very close quarters. And when I say going through the police vehicle, they were shooting back and forth through the car. A couple of officers had the good idea to shoot the suspect in the feet and the legs. This worked. After being shot a couple times underneath the vehicle, the suspect fell to the ground. For a few more shots, the suspect continued to fire, but then ended up dropping his weapon and throwing his hands up. When they got him in custody, even after all this, he still didn't stop running his mouth. He was still yelling at the officers. He was still alive, but he was hit a total of 29 times. Because of the uncertainty of the other suspects in the area, if there was any, or inside the bank, the medics weren't cleared to enter for nearly an hour after that, so the officers could properly clear the area, making sure there were, in fact, no other suspects and no further danger in the area. Because of that, the second suspect bled out and died. Funnily enough, if you want to say it that way, the family of the second suspect tried to sue the city because of the slow response time of the ambulance, saying it was the police's fault that their son died. This is laughable. He died for something that he started and he was responsible for. He and he alone. In total, there were nearly 2,000 rounds fired in this incident, over 1,100 by the suspects and over 650 by the officers. These are both estimates and they may be far from accurate. As you could hear from the audio, this was one of the longest gunfights in police history. The most amazing part of this whole incident, other than the suspects, there were no deaths. 12 officers were injured one way or another, either from being shot or from debris of things around them that were being shot, and 8 civilians were also injured. The suspects, Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matasareanu, both of them had lengthy run-ins with breaking the law and in just various numerous ways. On the low end, fraud and forgery, and on the upper end, 2 other bank robberies and 2 heists on armored cars, all with the same MO. Go in heavy, shooting, and get out with whatever money they can handle. One of the armored car heists ended up with 1 guard dead and the other one seriously wounded. They were stopped earlier on in 1993 in the town of Glendale for speeding, of all things. Inside their vehicle, after it was searched, they found 2 semi-automatic rifles, 2 handguns, more than 2,800 rounds of ammo, smoke bombs, improvised explosive devices, radio scanners, body armor vests, and 3 different license plates. They were charged in that incident with conspiracy to commit robbery and served 100 days in jail and then had 3 years of probation afterwards. This obviously didn't deter them from committing all the other crimes, along with this one we just listened to. Turning back to the core of this show, focusing on dispatchers, this dispatcher on the call did a fantastic job, start to finish. Any new or even seasoned dispatcher should really pay attention to how she did all this. During a 30-plus minute firefight, in addition to the time the suspects were inside the bank, she kept her cool, not getting excited a single time during the whole chaos of the situation. This is the correct way to do it. Keep your cool so the officers on the scene can easily understand what's being said. She is relaying the info to the officers on the scene that may be screaming. She can hear the info much better than the officers and can relay it with a lot more clarity. This is some of the best dispatching I have ever heard. If you like this episode or any other episodes, please give the show a good old 5-star rating wherever you listen to your podcast. Think about heading over to patreon.com and signing up to be a contributor to the show. Patreon.com/MusicCity911, or hit up the show's website, www.musiccity911.com, for a one-time donation. Stay tuned on the website for upcoming merchandise related to the show, and follow the show on various social media for any updated information on the show. Facebook @MusicCity911pod, and also the Music City 911 podcast discussion group, and on Twitter and Instagram @MusicCity911. For Music City 911, this is Brandon Hall. Y'all have a good one.